Good evening and welcome to the Signal Iduna Arena in Dortmund. The visitors tonight are Mainz, a game of tremendous importance to both sides because Lady Luck, has not smiled on either of the two clubs tonight for quite a while. Let's look at the lineups. Weidenfeller in goal for the home side. A back four of Piszczek, Subotic, Socrates and Schmelzer. No Mats Hummels tonight. In a holding role, Nuri Sahin and Ilkay Gundogan. Across midfield, Campbell, Kagawa and Marco Reus. The lone striker, the star of last week, Aubameyang. So apart from Socrates on for Hummels, the Dortmund coach Jürgen Klopp keeps faith with the side that won in Freiburg last time out. Let's look at the visitors. In goal for the visitors, Stefanos Capino, because Karius is suspended. A back four of Brzezinski, Belbungat and Bengtsson. In midfield defensively, Soto, Baumgartlinger and Johannes Geis. In an attacking role, Hoffmann and Mali, and they'll be playing just behind Shinji Okazaki. 4-3-2-1, the formation chosen by Kasper Hjulmand. Dortmund, as usual, in their traditional yellow and black strip. 3-0 was the scoreline in Freiburg last week, but can Dortmund rehabilitate themselves at home? The Signal Iduna Park was always a fortress this season. Mainz playing in all white this evening. Their change strip, normally red and white. Could be initially a defensive formation from Mainz. So the Dortmund lineup, the same that won in Freiburg last week, apart, as I mentioned when we saw the lineups, from Mats Hummels, who is not even on the bench tonight. He is replaced by the Greek hard man, Socrates. Oh, Subotic misses it, and Weidenfeller clears only as far as Elkin Soto! And it's in the back of the net! The goal is given, 54 seconds on the clock. Can you believe it? A fabulous start for the visitors. Pure disaster for Dortmund. Weidenfeller punched clear, but only straight into the feet when the ball's played. No suspicion of offside against Okazaki. Mali lobs it through. Subotic can't get anything on it. Weidenfeller falls after punching. And what a fabulous strike from Elkin Soto, the Colombian international. What a start! Inside 1 minute. Weidenfeller not punching far enough. But that was skill, true skill from the South American. Soto's third goal of the season inside 1 minute. Mali, Kagawa with the header, chance! Oh, off the inside of the post. Kagawa, good save. What drama in the opening minutes. Reus should have put that one away, though. It beats goalkeeper Capino. Good shot from Kagawa, well saved by the Greek international goalkeeper. We could see there that Reus didn't quite get over it. He'd skied off the outside of his right boot. Should have been the equaliser. It wasn't. Luck on the side of the visitors. Mainz are 13th in the table. They're a point above Hertha, 2 above Paderborn, and 3 above their opponents, Dortmund, who are 3rd from bottom. Can you believe it? 3rd from bottom means, at the moment, a relegation playoff spot. Schmelzer. Clearance by Stephen Bell. Okazaki penalised. He reckoned it should have gone the other way. Subotic. And Socrates. Oh, intercepted by Soto. What a start for the Colombian. Bengtson down the line, but only as far as Subotic. Number 8 is Gundogan, Ilkay Gundogan, who missed so much of last season. Gundogan has only played the 10 games this season. Ten of Dortmund's 20 matches, and they really have missed him. Was out all last season after being taken off in Germany's international against Paraguay and Kaiserslautern way back in August in 2013. Can you believe it? Was out for over a year. Şahin. Finds Schmelzer. Clearance by the Mainz captain Bungert. Dortmund's home record. It makes sad reading if you're a Dortmund fan. 1-3, drawn 2 and lost 4. 9 goals. That is all Dortmund have managed at home. Only Cologne, promoted from Division 2 last season, and bottom club Stuttgart have a worse goal-scoring record at home this season than Dortmund. 2 seasons ago, they were vying with Bayern Munich for the German championship. Runners-up the last 2 seasons, champions the 2 seasons before that. There's the slip by Subotic, the weak clearance by Weidenfeller, and the immaculate strike by Elkin Soto. Weidenfeller would have been much better advised to punch the ball sideways instead of straight onto the feet of Soto, playing his first game in 2015, by the way. Yunus Mali. Well, that's a weak pass. Reus. Oh, great ball to Aubameyang. What a save by Stefanos Capino. Wonderful ball from Reus, beautifully taken by Aubameyang. Scored 2 in Freiburg, laid the other goal on. What a game he had. The man who was born in France plays international football for Gabon. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Headed out by Baumgartlinger. Oh, that's a lovely ball back to Schmelzer. And another save by Capino. This time from Nuri Şahin. Capino in the side, by the way, because of the sending off last week of Loris Karius, the #1 goalkeeper in Mainz. And what a weird situation it was. Karius was about to clear the ball from just outside his own line, took his time over it, and didn't realise that Valentin Stocker of Hertha, offside, flags up, that Valentin Stocker was bearing down on him from his blind spot, so to speak. Karius noticed at the last minute, tried to clear the ball, got something on it, but also made contact with Stocker's legs, brought him down, and the referee pointed to the spot, and Karius was sent off. It was a freak situation, but the German FA showed a little leniency. Karius was given just a one-match ban. But as we saw, Stefanos Capino intends to make the very most of his chance between the sticks for Mainz. That's the coach in Mainz, his first season in the Bundesliga. Kasper Hjulmand came in May last year from Nordsjælland in the Danish league. Bengtsson with the throw for Mainz. Mainz's away record, only 1 win, 6 draws, just 3 losses. The only time that Mainz were victorious away from home, that was in Berlin way back in mid-September last year. The last time they were on their travels, they got a point in Hanover. Before that, they also drew in Cologne. In fact, Mainz are the draw specialists of the Bundesliga. They've drawn half of their 20 games. Piszczek tonight playing his 200th Bundesliga game, so congratulations to him. That's the Austrian international. Julian Baumgartlinger is down. Well, just getting a finger in the eye accidentally from Ilkay Gundogan, who sportingly apologises. It was an accident. Jürgen Klopp, less exuberant these days than we have come to know him. Big question marks in the press, of course, with Dortmund having had so much trouble this season in getting things together, third from bottom, remember. There has been much conjecture about the future of Jürgen Klopp. Has he lost his Midas touch with Dortmund? Can he reach the players? Is he getting through to the side? Acres of column space. Baumgartlinger just having that eye looked at. Might have taken a little scratch on the eyeball from Gundogan's finger. That's pretty painful. Campbell seen nothing so far of the new signing. Campbell's played in all 3 of Dortmund's games in the new year. Came from Red Bull Salzburg in the January transfer window period. Reus, Gundogan. Tall figure, the goalkeeper, 1.96 m. Of course, what I never thought of was that Baumgartlinger might wear contact lenses, and maybe one was dislodged in the contact with Gundogan. The Austrian looks ready to return to the fray. Well, that's a beautiful ball inside to Gundogan, needs support. Decides to go on his own. Smacks his shot straight into Stefan Bell. Or Stephen Bell, actually. He's got an English Christian name. Baumgartlinger looks okay. Hope he's seeing everything clearly. Jonas Hoffmann, he was out for 4 months through injury, but he wanted to play in this one because he is actually on loan to Dortmund areas, Jonas Hoffmann, and he desperately wanted to appear and play well against his former club. Jonas, guys. Oh, that was a spectacular clearance from Socrates. Campbell for once. Offside given against Aubameyang. Two tall figures in central defence for Mainz. Nico Bung, the captain, and Stephen Bell. Subotic played for Mainz in the early days of his career, did Neven Subotic. The unmistakable hair style of Kevin Campbell. I don't think he was born platinum. Magnificent tackle from Socrates. Baumgartlinger to Bell, to Bengtsson. Bengtsson once again. Guys this time. The game has settled down a little after that fulminating start. Goal for Mainz inside the first minute, and inside 2 minutes, Dortmund hitting the post with a great chance for the equaliser. Baumgartlinger. Bengtsson made great pace down the left. Caught offside. Piszczek. Fantastic pass to Aubameyang. Still Aubameyang. The throw goes Dortmund's way. Mainz have brought quite a healthy travelling contingent with them. 3,500 fans, perhaps just a few less. Not bad for a Friday evening, considering that Mainz is about 250 kilometres from Dortmund, and the motorway connection very, very busy. Shinji Kozaki, 15 goals last season. Hasn't scored for 5 games now, though. Still leading scorer with 8 for Mainz, mind you. Piszczek, headed out by Baumgartlinger. Hooked away by Okazaki. This is Jonas Hoffmann, beaten by Campo. Possible handball. Well, not really. There's no way you can move out that quickly. Everything handled perfectly by referee Stieler. "20 minutes gone. Dortmund 0, Mainz 1. 54 seconds. That's all it took Mainz to take the lead. Reus leaves it for Schmelzer. Bungert under pressure. Gives away a corner. A little bit of a misunderstanding there between the captain, Nico Bungert, and his goalkeeper, Stefanos Capino. Still a youngster, Capino, only 21 years of age. A couple of caps for Greece, though. Headed out by Geis. Good header from Kagawa. Reus, long-range effort. A lot of the Mainz fans in carnival gear. It's the celebration period in Germany, especially in those areas that have a very strong Roman Catholic tradition. Basically, the towns along the River Rhine, Cologne, Düsseldorf, and Mainz. The wacky week began yesterday. Hoffmann hustled off the ball. Midway through the first half, the fans seem to be happy with what they've seen, considering the mauling that the Dortmund fans gave the home team after that 1-0 defeat against Augsburg the last time Dortmund played here. It seems, so far at least, the Dortmund faithful have forgiven the team. Mainz so far defending stoutly. Bungert gives away another corner. Reus. Well taken by the tall figure of Capino, fouled by Socrates, his Greek national team colleague. Capino was the youngest national team ever in the history of Greek football. Bengtsson. That was a risky pass, well taken by Soto. Baumgartlinger. Oh, loose pass. Well read by Gundogan. Finds Aubameyang. One gets sticking out a toe. And the clearance by Brozinski. Mali pushed, says referee Stieler. Free kick to Mainz. The Mainz bench. Baumgartlinger. There have, of course, been acres written in the national press about the possible reasons for Dortmund's disastrous season. I think there's one statistic, perhaps, that sheds most light on what has happened this season, and that is that although only Bayern Munich have put in more shots than third from bottom Dortmund, Bayern, of course, league leaders. Although only Bayern have put in more shots than Dortmund, Dortmund's conversion rate is the fourth worst in the Bundesliga. They're creating chances, in other words, the ball is not finding the net. 21 goals in 20 games for Dortmund. That tells its own story. And I think that is factor number one. Jürgen Klopp, the coach for Dortmund, has complained about the number of injuries his side has had. Well, injuries are part and parcel of life in the Bundesliga. And just to underline what I've told you, tonight Dortmund have so far 27 minutes played almost. Dortmund have put in 7 shots and Mainz just 1. Jürgen Klopp briefly in our picture, not exactly looking like he's about to go to a birthday party. Good pressure from Dortmund. Mainz are being forced into losing the ball time and again in midfield. Dortmund's problem is that final third of the park, just outside and into the penalty area. That is where things are breaking down at the moment. Not only there, nearly. Socrates it was with the wobble. That's a beautiful flick from Reus. Piszczek cannot keep the ball in play. Cesar Referee's assistant on the near side, that's Patrick Ittrich. Well, he was almost standing on top of the ball. So he must have got it right. He's a Division 2 referee, by the way. Patrick Ittrich, the man on this side. Referee Steeler not happy with the challenge from Neven Subotic. He's been a FIFA referee for just over a year now, has our top official tonight. One of several young referees fast-tracked to the top. This is only Tobias Stieler's 37th Bundesliga game. Baumgartlinger hooked away by Shaheen. 37 games for the ref, 34 in a Bundesliga season. So you can say that he's been made a FIFA referee with just over 1 season of games under his belt. Firmly struck by Geis, but straight at Gundogan. So corner though, half an hour gone. Mainz surely will keep their defensive formation and try to catch Dortmund on the break. Brzezinski. Geis. Headed out by Shaheen. To Marco Reus. Aubameyang's got pace to burn. Oh, is that a penalty? No, says the referee. The Dortmund fans incandescent with rage at the referee's decision. Well, it would have been very harsh on Mainz to have given a penalty. It did look a bit like 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. Still, gives the home fans something to talk about in the pub afterwards. Brzezinski. Check. Dortmund trying to use the incredible pace of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. He's in absolutely superb form as the African international. This is Kagawa. Chance. Oh, Reus balloons it wide. What a chance for Dortmund in slow motion. Great ball from Gundogan. Reus can't force it down. The story of Dortmund's season. The home side desperately wanted a great performance tonight, because after its winter hibernation, the Champions League gets underway next week. Dortmund, despite their lamentable form in the league, were superb in the Champions League before Christmas, finishing top of their mini-league. They have been drawn against Italian champions Juventus. Socrates pulling Okazaki down. Juventus, the opponents next week in Turin. It's the round of the last 16, the 8th final. Just 11 and a half minutes to go to half time. Because Dortmund finished top of their qualifying group and Juventus second in theirs, Dortmund have the advantage of playing at home. But whereas they have had a terrible season, Juventus sit proudly on top of the Italian league with quite a substantial lead. So in Italy, in Serie A, it's very much as you were. Juventus definitely the side to beat. At the moment, they reign supreme in Italian football. It has been a funny season for Mainz, although funny is perhaps not exactly the right word. There's been very little for the Mainz fans to laugh about. Because of the constellation of the cup final, it meant that Mainz, who finished 7th in the league last season, actually got into the first qualifying round for the Europa League. And what a disaster that turned out to be. They went out to Greek side Asteris Tripolis at the first hurdle. Won 1-0 at home and then lost 3-1 away. And then, the week before the season got underway, they played in the first round of the German Cup and were beaten by 3rd Division Chemnitz 10-9 on penalties. So those disastrous exits from the 2 cup competitions were then followed in the league by just 2 draws. Mainz managed to right the ship. They were unbeaten in their first 8 games in the Bundesliga. 3 wins, 5 draws. But then the wheels came off again. In the 12 games after that run, 8 points out of 36 and just 1 win. 5-0 against Paderborn a couple of weeks ago. So it's been a real roller coaster ride for the Mainz team and their fans. Soto. Brozinski takes on Campbell. Still Brozinski going on his own. Brozinski! Nobody in the middle. Mainz retaining possession though through Jonas Hoffmann. 1-2, was he offside? Yes. Gundogan has worked so hard in the first half, some great passes. Super cross from Schmelzer. Reus can't get it under control, and good goalkeeping from young Stefanos Capino. That was a brave decision, going down at the striker's feet and gathering the ball safely. It will be interesting to hear what kind of a reception Dortmund get from the home fans when referee Stieler blows the whistle for half-time. Dortmund cannot be faulted for effort, and indeed quite a few shots have rained in on Capino's goal, but the Greek international has weathered all of them. A couple of super saves in the early stages of the first half. Good pressure from Mainz, high up the park. Once again, that's a poor clearance though. And Campbell had come back from an offside position to take that pass. That's where the referee blew his whistle. There he goes. Well spotted by Mr. Patrick Ittrich on this near side. Baumgartlinger. Rosinski. Soto. Well, that's a weak pass. Well read and well intercepted by Campbell. But Mainz have got 5 men back. Dortmund have got to move the ball faster when they're in possession. Mainz are defending in depth. As soon as Dortmund gain possession, Mainz defend in depth. They then string 5 men across midfield, 4 at the back. There's either only Mali or Okazaki left up front. Or on the left, of course, Jonas Hoffmann. Piszczek. Into the final 5 minutes of what has been a very interesting first half. Remember, both sides desperate for points. Mainz, 13th place, sounds healthy, but it's only 3 points that separate Mainz from Dortmund on a relegation playoff spot. And Dortmund are only 1 point above Freiburg and Stuttgart beneath them. Translated for Mainz, that means 4 points from bottom spot, occupied at the moment by Stuttgart. And they're Dortmund's next opponents. Aubameyang has been involved in absolutely everything of late for Dortmund. 11 of the last 16 goals have been accredited to his account in the form of 7 strikes and 4 assists. Marco Reus. Well punched out, fired in again, but wide of the mark from Shinji Kagawa, who's never really recovered the superb form he showed for Dortmund before moving to Manchester United for 2 seasons. A rather muted-looking Jürgen Klopp. Much of his famous exuberance has faded this season. The Dortmund fans were so hoping that after that great 3-0 win in Freiburg last week that the team would rise above itself and grab another 3 points against Mainz. The desire has been there's no doubt about that. But that old problem of converting possession and indeed chances into points, that has been so evident once again in the first half. But let's not take any credit at all away from a Mainz side which has been totally structured throughout the first half. Good tackle by Bengtsson. Firm and indeed a fair challenge. Ball played by Bengtsson, Swedish international. Into the last minute. Gundogan leaves it for Reus. Schmelz overlapping. That was well read by Nico Bunga, the Mainz captain, but Dortmund retaining possession. Now Şahin to Campbell. Well wide. No indication as yet of any time to be added on. At the halfway line, the board held up by our fourth official, Guido Winkman, indicating 1 minute. Mainz coach Kasper Hjulman, so I think, will feel very happy with what he's seen so far. There's no way that you're going to stop Dortmund creating any chances playing in the Signal Iduna Park. But nonetheless, the number of Dortmund shots that have been on target has been minimal. That fact, coupled with an excellent performance from 21-year-old Stefanos Capino in goal for Mainz, means that the Mainz side can feel pretty confident about the second half. Their fans are certainly happy, many of them in carnival costume. The Dortmund fans, you heard boos, whistles, jeers, a bit unfair. There's been great effort, great commitment from Dortmund. It's the finishing, certainly, that Jürgen Klopp will be addressing in the half-time break. After 45 minutes here in the Signal Iduna Park, surprisingly, the half-time score reads Borussia Dortmund 0, Mainz 1. Welcome back to the second half of our commentary match this Friday evening, the opening game of round 21 of the Bundesliga Championship. Tonight we are 2/3 of the way through the season. Can you believe it? How time flies. If you've just joined us and you're a Dortmund fan, sorry, get your handkerchief out. Your side are 1-0 down. Plenty of effort, little success. Mainz lead. Dortmund getting the second half underway. My name's Alan Fountain, and I'll be with you for the next 45 minutes or so. The Dortmund players got a negative send-off from their fans at the end of the first half. Not exactly deserved. There was plenty of heart in the Dortmund game in the first half, but although sufficient shots were rained on the Mainz goal, success was there none. Referee Stieler clearly not impressed with the smoke bombs that have been set off. It looks like they've been set off by the Mainz fans. Why on earth they would want to do something as stupid as that and provoke the referee calling the game off? Heaven only knows. You can well imagine what the stadium announcer is saying to the fans. No changes, by the way. The two sides still in the formations with which they started the game. Capino has performed superbly in goal for Mainz. Certainly prevented a couple of goals. Fortunately, the smoke now dispersing. We saw during the interval Henrik Mkhitaryan warming up for Dortmund. Maybe we'll see the Armenian later. That's a card, the first of the evening for Daniel Brozinski. Schmelzer, he knew, had gone past him. It has been a very fair encounter so far. Let's hope it stays that way. Dortmund in the second half playing towards their favourite end, the yellow wall. 24,500 fans packed behind one goal. Marco Reus could have equalised on 2 minutes. Mainz, remember, opening the scoring after just 54 seconds through Elkin Soto. No problem for Stefanos Capino. Gundogan had an impressive first half. Campbell, Aubameyang, Kagawa looking for Reus, could have gone for goal maybe. Clear by the captain, Nico Bungat. It's going to be a left-footed in-swinger from Marcel Schmelzer. It's in! 4 minutes gone. Neven Subotic with the equaliser. The ball was flicked on, I think it was Gundogan. We'll see in slow motion. Nuri Sahin it was. Up goes Sahin. No, it was straight onto Subotic's head. What a beauty. 1-1. Subotic with his first goal of the season. And what a time to score. Under tremendous pressure from Pierre Bengtsson. And a little irony in the fact that Subotic, as I mentioned in the first half, used to play for Mainz. That was in the early stages of his career. 49th minute, Subotic, his first of the season. In fact, it was from Mainz that Subotic joined Dortmund. 4 million euros he cost back then. And Jürgen Klopp was the coach. In fact, Jürgen Klopp Played well over 300 games for Mainz. Scored a handful of goals too. Coached them into the Bundesliga. That'll be another corner, conceded by Yunus Mali. Campbell out on the right. Was forced into that shot. He let the ball run just a little too far ahead of him. Had to go for goal and couldn't get over the shot. Here's the goal again. That was a brilliant header from Neven Subotic. Bengtsson was backing into him all the time, and at long last a smile on the face of Jürgen Klopp. Who would ever have thought last season that we'd see the Dortmund coach with such a glum expression on his face? But he's lightened up. Oh, that's a fabulous ball to Aubameyang. That really was an unfortunate time to take a stumble. Perhaps Aubameyang should have longer studs on his boots. That was a great opportunity. All Mainz are under pressure now. Gundogan. Campbell. And suddenly, the Dortmund fans have come alive. Marco Reus goes round the goalkeeper, tucks it in, and Dortmund lead 5 minutes after grabbing the equaliser. Marco Reus, what a way to celebrate having extended your contract, having shown your loyalty, your belief in the team. Reus on 54 minutes. Campbell with the perfect pass. No chance whatsoever for Stefanos Capino. Reus, cool as you like. Goal number 5. And might we see a second half gala performance to put Dortmund and Jürgen Klopp, the team's coach, in the perfect frame of mood to take on Juventus in Turin next week. Mainz are rattled. It's a test of character now for the visitors. Mali. Oh, that was a fantastic run by Baumgartlinger. Mali should have slipped the ball earlier. Mali again. Brzezinski, guys. Soto, good advantage, played by the ref. Mali with a chance. What a goal! Oh yes! Mainz are back in it! This is tremendous stuff. 9 minutes playing in the second half and 3 goals already. The coolest of strikes. Okazaki, the referee, brilliantly allows play to continue. And Mali finishes with aplomb. Was there any contact from Schmelzer? Hard to see from that angle. No chance for Weidenfeller. Mali with his 3rd goal. 56th minute. We've had 3 goals in 7 minutes. Jonas Hoffmann has left the park. Hoffmann not too happy at being taken off. And it looks like Yachol Ku is the replacement. Yachol out on the left. Well, Dortmund trailing and equalised, Mainz trailing and equalised. So which of these two statistics is gonna hold water? 6 times this season, Mainz have let the lead slip. That's more than any other side in the Bundesliga. 4 draws, 2 defeats. But as for Dortmund, 12 times this season they've gone behind and taken just 1 point. A marginal offside decision against Shinji Okazaki. Possession, 58% for Dortmund and 14 shots, 5 for Mainz. Dortmund then with a lion's share of possession, and of course they've ranged some shots in on that goal, not all on target. Campbell. Easily cleared by Baumgartlinger. The fans being treated to a real goal feast tonight. And we have seen some quality strikes. Kagawa, Gundogan involved in almost everything that Dortmund put together. Dortmund have played Mainz 8 times here in the Signal Iduna Arena, and they have never lost. Will that record still be intact at the end of this one? Mali, the player, brought down. Not the best of free kicks. That's the new man on the park. Yeochol Koo, South Korean international. And a very experienced international too, over 40 appearances for his country. There are the goal scorers. Gundogan, Piszczek. Schmelzer rather, that's Kagawa looking for Aubameyang. So difficult to take, the ball obscured by a defender. Great effort though. Guys, out on the right is Daniel Brozinski. Baumgartlinger intercepted by Shaheen. The Dortmund fans clearly wanted a free kick, 4 foot up. Bunga clearing, and of course he couldn't tell that Aubameyang was right behind him. The referee quite happy with the clearance. Too much on it for Brozinski. $22 goals so far for Dortmund. 23 goals, and we're 2/3 of the way through the season. Yet last season Dortmund put the ball in the net 80 times, so that I think is the main reason for Dortmund's lowly position in the league. They're not even scoring 1/3 of the goals that they got last season. Of course, the departure of Robert Lewandowski to Bayern Munich was an absolute hammer blow. Dortmund knew it was coming. Bayern wanted Lewandowski a year before. But Dortmund said he's got a contract. It meant that Dortmund didn't get any money for Lewandowski, but because of the contract, they got a further year's service out of the Pole. Ramos was bought as a striker, so too was Ciro Immobile from Juventus, from Torino, and neither really has filled the rather large boots left behind by Robert Lewandowski. But there again, the Pole is one of the world's best strikers. It's hard for any single player to step into that role. Space on the right now. Marco Reus. He's got support in the form of Lucas Piszczek. Reus going on his own, trying to clip it through to Shaheen. Should perhaps have played the ball a little earlier. Gundogan, Aubameyang. I think goalkeeper Capino had that shot from Kagawa covered. The Dortmund fans certainly sound a lot happier than they did in the first half. Ku once again taking on Piszczek, who lets the ball run out of play. Good defending. Handball by Soto. 4 players not available for selection for Dortmund. Reus caught offside. Bender and Kale still in rehab. Dorm's got a bug. He's in bed, and Jakub Błaszczykowski was always doubtful. And he was declared unfit for selection, even on the bench. Handball by Campbell. Well spotted by the ref. He's got about everything right tonight as Tobias Stieler. Only 33 years of age, a lawyer by profession from Hamburg. Looks like we're going to see Mkhitaryan to add a bit of class to the occasion. Campbell, I would imagine the player to be taken off. He's worked hard as the man who came from Salzburg, from Red Bull, for a hefty fee of 12 million. Slovenian international, but he hasn't been particularly effective. But how effective will Mkhitaryan be? A player of immense talent, but so inconsistent. Mkhitaryan actually has not scored for Dortmund this season. Not always been in the side though. He's only started 11 of the 21 games. '23 is going off, Kevin Campbell, and he is replaced by Armenian international Henrik Mkhitaryan. A massive signing 18 months ago by Dortmund. 46 caps for Armenia, and he played in a place that no one wants to be these days because of the war. They're in Donetsk in the eastern Ukraine for Shakhtar. 27.5 million euros. That's the reported fee that Dortmund had to fork out from Mkhitaryan 18 months ago. Mkhitaryan and Aubameyang, 3-2. Oh, as cool as you like. Aubameyang made it look so simple. Fabulous skills from the French-born African. Once again, Schmelzer. What a pass though from Reus, but Aubameyang had started already, and when he has got his skates on, there is no defender can keep place. Now, that was a delightful pass by Marco Reus with the outside of his right foot. But Aubameyang had already left the defence behind him. A wonderful finish, 71 minutes played. And it's Dortmund 3, Mainz 2. Eight strikes and 4 assists for Aubameyang in Dortmund's last 18 goals. Aubameyang thus remains Dortmund's leading goal scorer with 8. Mainz up against it now. Can they bounce back as they did with that goal from Mali on 56 minutes? It was only 5 minutes after Dortmund took the lead. Deafening support now from the yellow wall. A rather worried Mainz coach now, Kasper Hjulmand. Well, Mainz know they puncture that Dortmund defence twice already. Yunus Mali, Brozinski across the face of the goal, headed away by Mkhitaryan. Socrates bangs it into the crowd, anywhere will do. Still over 16 minutes to go. Mainz are not finished. They've shown their quality in front of goal twice already. Flag stays down. Aubameyang. Mkhitaryan. Şahin. Gundogan. Gundogan was slightly off balance when he struck that. Mainz about to make another substitution. Christian Clemens warming up. Was a super pass, pitch check. Brozinski with a clearance. Good running off the ball by Kagawa. Dortmund really starting to pick out their men now with these passes from just outside the box. Interception by Brozinski. Gundogan, what a fabulous game he's had for Dortmund. Jürgen Klopp, the Dortmund coach, about to make another substitution. The youngster who's not been in the best of form recently, Matthias Ginter. His trade is that of central defender. So are Dortmund going to try and hang on to their 3-2 lead? Tigerish tackling from the home side. That was Marco Reus who gained possession from Mainz. Aubameyang. Back to Gundogan. Kagawa. Kagawa is going to be brought off. So, midfielder replaced by a central defender. Ginter's only started 7. The man who got the first goal for Mainz taken off, Elkin Soto, replaced by a Christian Clemens. Clemens on loan from Schalke for quite a hefty fee, 400,000 euros for 2 years. Aubameyang. Oh, that's number 4. Oh! Dortmund go now through Nuri Sahin. 77 minutes. An absolute boulder must have fallen off the shoulders of the Dortmund coach Jürgen Klopp. A good save from Capino. Following up though is Nuri Sahin. 4-2, 78 minutes played now, and Sahin scores his first of the season. Take it easy, boys. Jürgen Klopp saying he's not had many opportunities to tell his side that this season. Four goals for Dortmund. A side that has had such problems finding the net this season. Third from bottom, remember. Only twice in the club's history has Dortmund had a worse record at this stage of the season. And on one of those 2 occasions, a long time ago, 1971-72 season, Dortmund were relegated. Oh, that's a terrible pass. Not a good header either from Ginter. It looks like he's playing in midfield in Kagawa's old position. Very strange. Schmelzer. Oh, lovely ball to Gundogan. Bell putting Bengtsson under a little bit of pressure. Gundogan again. Brought down by Baumgartlinger. Well, it was a very agricultural challenge from Baumgartlinger. Referee Stieler quite riding, having a word with the Austrian international. Baumgartlinger had a couple of knee operations last season, only played 9 games, but seems now to be back to full fitness. We're into the final 10 minutes. What a game we've had tonight. 6 goals. 1 in the first half, but 5 since then. mistimed on that occasion by Aubameyang. Mainz making their final substitution. Pablo de Blasis comes on for Shinji Okazaki. Pablo de Blasis just joined Mainz in August last year. His first season with the club. Is an Argentinian. And somewhat ironically, de Blasis came from Asteris Tripolis, the Greek side that inflicted that embarrassing exit from the Europa League at the very, very start of the tournament, way back last summer. Eight minutes to go. And away goes Aubameyang. He's got pace. Aubameyang. Mkhitaryan might well have been offside. Aubameyang should have gone for goal himself. Couldn't quite control the ball well enough to get in a shot. Guys, seven minutes to go to the end of what has been a most entertaining encounter. Probably a few minutes to be added on, actually, by our fourth official, Guido Wittmann. Reus has been in immaculate form tonight. Obviously spurred on by the reception he got after extending his contract. He really is the favourite now of the Dortmund crowd. Listen to the farewell applause. Ramos brought on, Adrian Ramos, who came from Hertha Berlin. Ramos, along with Immobile, bought to try and fill the gigantic boots of Robert Lewandowski. Ramos has only started 6 times this season for Dortmund. He's been brought on another 9 times if we include the match against Mainz. Ramos has just scored 2 goals, that's all. So both coaches now used up their complement of substitutes. 5 minutes remain. Bengtsson. Can't go around Lucas Piszczek though. Makes it look so easy, doesn't he, Aubameyang? This is the goal from Shaheen to make it 4-2. Rosinski furious. Aubameyang. Ramos, first touch for him. Ginter to Ramos. We've seen absolutely nothing of Henrik Mkhitaryan since he was brought on. Such an expensive player, but he's in a trough at the moment. Blaz's great ball. What a save from Weidenfeller. He's had virtually nothing to do all the second half. But when called upon, just 3 minutes from the end, the veteran keeper for Dortmund produces the goods. Mkhitaryan. Ilkay Gundogan, along with Marco Reus, for my money, man of the match. Hard to choose between them. Headed away by Bell, back in from Schmelzer. Ramos for Dortmund, Gundogan. Mkhitaryan on the right. Less than 2 to go now. Dortmund with a 2-goal lead. Surely, even if our fourth official, Guido Wingman, adds time on, Dortmund can no longer let this one slip. Four goals for Dortmund. That's 20% of what they'd scored in all their matches prior to tonight. 21 goals in 20 matches and 4 tonight. Just what the doctor ordered with that massive, massive Champions League game in Turin in mind. Mainz really fell away after Yunus Mali had put them level at 2-2. It seemed as though conceding that equaliser would have stunned Dortmund, but it was Mainz really who ended up losing self-confidence, losing pace, structure, everything that up to then they'd shown. The last 20 minutes, it has been all Dortmund. Just that one save for Roman Weidenfeller to produce. And we are going to get a little time added number, just 2 minutes. Flags down, Aubameyang. Good save. And at the second attempt from Stefanos Capino. Well, Mainz might well be going down to defeat now with less than 2 minutes to play, but Stefanos Capino brought him because Loris Karius was sent off against Berlin last week, has certainly acquitted himself well. Capino has shown that he certainly can challenge Karius for that #1 slot in the Mainz goal. Ramos. Just over a minute to go, and you really can feel for Jürgen Klopp. The Dortmund coach has been under such massive pressure. He doesn't look like it there, but we've seen that glum expression so often this season, almost desperation. What do I do? How do I turn things around? Well, Dortmund have certainly turned things around tonight for the first time in an eternity. They've come back from being a goal down. Remember, this season 12 times they went behind, and all that they managed was one draw, 11 defeats. This time they've got back onto the victory trail, and to some tune. What a terrible start it was. Soto, well, the referee, I think, needs his watch checking. It was supposed to be 2 minutes, 1 minute 45 seconds, but who cares? Made no difference to the final result. Mainz trailing by 2 goals. Dortmund then, with the worst possible start, going 1-0 down after just 54 seconds. A goal from Soto, but in the second half, Subotic with the equaliser on 49. Dortmund taking the lead through Reus then, only for Mali to equalise for Mainz. Mainz couldn't sustain the pressure though. The last 20 minutes were all Dortmund. Aubameyang to make it 3-2, and then the icing on the cake on 77 minutes, Nuri Sahin to make it 4-2. Relief. Smiles all round on the Dortmund faces, perhaps not so much on that of Henrik Mkhitaryan, who had zero impact after being brought on, but those are happy faces. Aubameyang, Marco Reus, Ilkay Gundogan, what a game he had. If he can produce that in Italy, along with Marco Reus, then Dortmund can take something away from the Italian champions. Kasper Hülmann's men, they held Dortmund. They were just as good as the home side, except for those last vital 20 minutes. That's when Mainz lost it. That's when Dortmund showed the character, the self-belief that has been missing so often this season. The perfect result on the eve of a Champions League battle in Turin with Juventus. It has been a fantastic evening. Super soccer, absolutely magnificent entertainment. What a way to start round 21 of the Bundesliga season. From me, Alan Fountain, in the Signal Iduna Park. Thanks for your company. Do join us again soon. It finished. Dortmund 4, Mainz 2.
Hello? Yes, you. Where are you going?
The Bundesliga on YouTube.
Subscribe now.
Football as it's meant to be.